Hey guys, it's Megan from Vigilante Vibes, and I thought I'd do another character breakdown for you. With Daredevil Born Again coming just next week, like in 5 days, I realized I never made one for Bullseye. So let's explain who he is, where he was last seen, and what is his deal in the comics. Basically, all about him. So, as Daredevil Born Again brings the Man Without Fear and his supporting cast into the MCU, several familiar characters are making a return, including Wilson Bethel's mysterious Bullseye, who has been glimpsed in captivity. And I believe we also saw Daredevil beating the brakes off him, so that'll be interesting. For fans of the Netflix Daredevil series, Bethel's Bullseye first appeared in season 3 as an assassin who impersonates Daredevil, takes his identity. It's pretty comic accurate. While this storyline has comic book roots, where Bullseye is one of Daredevil's deadliest and most sadistic foes. I mean, like, I dig it how dark this guy is. The comic version of Bullseye has a distinct identity that goes beyond just mimicking Daredevil's style. In fact, he's also impersonated another prominent Marvel hero in the MCU. With Bullseye being officially introduced into the MCU, there's a good chance that this version will lean more into his comic origins and persona, which I really, really hope so. As we await the series, now is the perfect time to dive into his checkered, dark comic past. It's something. It is something. The original Marvel Comics Bullseye is as enigmatic as he is deadly. In the MCU, Bullseye's real name is Benjamin Dex Poindexter, an alias occasionally used by Bullseye, but in fact, the mainstream Marvel Comics version of this character was never fully revealed his true name, only revealing his first name as Lester, which is unfortunate, with no last name at all, though this too could be a misdirection. It's also known that his extraordinary marksmanship, which is inspired his codename, Bullseye, stemmed from a childhood obsession with firearms. He managed to escape an abusive home life by earning a baseball pitching scholarship, but his story took a very dark turn when he threw a pitch with such force that an opponent who taunted him that it killed him instantly, resulting in Bullseye being convicted of manslaughter, which is just unfortunate. Once again, though, all of this could be lies. Bullseye has told multiple versions of this backstory at this point, often with widely varying details. So kind of like the Joker and want to see how I got these scars in The Dark Knight. Kind of like that. The only thing we know without a doubt is that Bullseye is a violent murderer with no regard for human life, willing to unalive simply for the twisted pleasure of taking a life. Bullseye first appears all the way back in the 1976 as Daredevil number 131, created by Marvel's writer Marv Wolfman and Marvel art director John Romita Sr., the icon, along with artist Bob Brown, who actually drew the comic itself, which is kind of cool. In the story, Bullseye draws Daredevil into a public duel, nearly defeating him. Bullseye, he's a problem for Daredevil ever since he's introduced. I dig it. This begins a long rivalry between Daredevil and Bullseye repeatedly being hired to kill Matt Murdock and very nearly succeeding time and time again, eventually leading to Bullseye becoming the number one hitman for Daredevil's worst archenemy, the Kingpin. Their rivalry comes to its first apex in 1981's Daredevil number 181 by writer Frank Miller, one of the creators who would later append Daredevil's entire reality with Daredevil Born Again, the comic that gives inspiration for the show that will be becoming this week. But back in Daredevil number 181, Bullseye sets his sights on Elektra, Daredevil's on again and off again paramour, his girl. He has a few of those on again, off agains. I think we all know that, though. Who has supplemented Bullseye as Kingpin's chief assassin. To win back his place in Kingpin's organization, he kills Elektra, impaling her with her own sword thing, sai. If I said that wrong, I am so sorry. Please let me know in the comments. Again, I'm sorry. The result is one of the most dramatic battles of Daredevil's career, with Matt Murdock getting the drop on Bullseye literally by sending him careening off a building. And though Bullseye doesn't die, not that Matt would have cared in that moment, his spine is shattered, leading him to getting his bones laced with adamantium, you know, the stuff Wolverine is made of, in order to restore his mobility. In the years since, Bullseye has had a career that spans the Marvel Universe, battling everyone from Captain America to Deadpool to Gambit. But his main grudge has always been with Daredevil. Like, that is his boy. It is so out of pocket, and I love it. Including a time when Matt Murdock had amnesia and Bullseye briefly impersonated him, much like in Daredevil Season 3. Still, Bullseye's most famous impersonation act is actually being recruited as the bootleg Hawkeye of Norman Osborn's Dark Avengers, stealing Clint Barton's superhero identity for an extended period of time that even included headlighting his own Dark Hawkeye comic. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Over the years, Bullseye has cheated death so many times, including once when he was apparently murdered by Matt Murdock himself when he was corrupted by the Hand. Most recently, Bullseye has been back in the employ of the Kingpin, helping rally many of New York City's gangs under Wilson Fisk's central control, while also, as ever, still trying to kill Matt Murdock. As you can see, the Daredevil Born Again version of Bullseye isn't so far off from the comic book version, though his appearances so far have only encapsulated a few parts of his history in the comics, especially his look. Like, I want to see the suit. I know it's a silly looking. I want to see the Bullseye. I know it's silly. I know, but I want to see it. It's one of these things I need. Bullseye has one of his most iconic villain costumes in Marvel Comics, and with Daredevil and Punisher each getting new looks for Born Again, it would be such a shame to not make an attempt at capturing the stark, striking simplicity of Bullseye's comic look on screen. In terms of his presence in the story, well, the presence of Bullseye is always a dark sign for things to come in Daredevil's world. So at the very least, we're expecting one of the most brutal Daredevil fight scenes yet filmed, if not some bloody plot developments to go with it. So you have some of his history. We know this guy's messed up. Like, we don't know much about Daredevil Born Again. We don't. But what we do know is that he will be in it, and Karen Page will be in it. Now, for those who do not know, Bullseye's the one that kills Karen Page in the comics. I think it was Daredevil Volume 2, number 5, maybe? It's from the 90s, where he tries to go kill Daredevil with his own stick thing, but impales her instead after she has spent her life... she's had an interesting life, actually. I'm just gonna make a video about her, honestly, because her life is so tragic. Yeah, I'm gonna make one about her too, because it's wild. But yes, he is the one that kills her, and they are both in Daredevil Born Again. But I don't remember her name. The one that plays Karen, I guess, accidentally confirmed she's in season 3. So. But we also saw, like, a slight hint at her looking really distraught in a TV spot for Daredevil Born Again that was released, I think, today or last night. I don't know. Time isn't real. But I think, what if they don't do Karen Page and it's Foggy? Dude, if Foggy dies, I am out. I don't even care what happens anymore. I'm done. I'll never watch the show again. I'm probably still going to watch the show, though. But, yeah, I think Bullseye is going to make his mark. But there's also... I wonder if Bullseye is just kind of treading water in season 2, because there's a lot going on. We have Muse, we have White Tiger, we have Kingpin. There's a lot going on in this season. So what if it does happen in season 3. He does off Karen in season 3. Interesting. Well, let me know in the comments what you guys think is going to happen, because I don't know. I want spoilers real bad, but I've stopped myself from looking for them, so I guess that's progress or something. I'm excited for the show. I'm excited for Bullseye. I hope he is just as dark and just as horrible. I hope he's such a bad person in the show as he is in the comics, and I hope he's the one that unalives Karen. And I hope Foggy lives. But let me know in the comments what you guys think is going to happen with Daredevil Born Again. And keep an eye out for the next character breakdown, which will definitely be Karen Page. I'll actually record it today. I don't care. Because her history is so tragic. But I like it. I like that drama. So, yeah. Let me know in the comments what you think. Like I said, like 3 times already. I'm so sorry. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of my character breakdowns or when I go to review Daredevil Born Again when it premieres. So, have a marvelous day.